And hello, everybody, hello, and welcome to We Synced It.
I think it.
Yes, it's a weekly podcast that focuses on all movies, TV, and the entertainment in between. I am one of your hosts, Pat.
And this is Kev.
And how is everybody doing today? Thank you. You're far too kind. What's going on, Kevin? How you doing, bro?
Still recovering from NateCon.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. What a hell of a barbecue, man. It was a barbecue that started at 7:00, so I already knew that shit was gonna be it's gonna be different.
Yeah.
And it was. Found out a lot of things about a bunch of strangers who now I consider them to be acquaintances. Shout out to players 1 through 10. If y'all listening, you know what I mean. I'm not gonna say your names, but there was a lot of secrets that were that were told out there. And I'm happy to know that I was not the only person who's ever peed on themselves in their adult lives. Yeah. Good times.
But also this past week, we actually got to check out Jordan Peele's new film, Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Which was great because this is now, he went from horror and suspense now to sci-fi and suspense. Pat, what'd you think of Nope?
I really enjoyed the movie. To be honest, I compare it to, like, if I have to put it in a category, just so that's the way my mind works. I will put it up there with the first time I've ever seen Signs, the movie. Like it was really good. Like it had all the suspense. It had a jump. It didn't have that many jump scares. But it was impactful. And I say that movie is like a really fucking slow roast. But man, that shit was delicious at the end. It paid off. It paid off big at the end. And Keke Palmer, oh my God, bro. That woman is something. That woman is something, man. Everybody acted their asses off. Even the dude who played the DP with that fucking voice. Jesus Christ. That voice needs to be put into an anime ASAP. I don't know. He needs to be doing more villain roles, but given his history, I see why he's not. But I seriously believe that they got themselves a banger on this one. This one's a great movie, a great sci-fi movie. If you like sci-fi horror movie, this one is really good. It's right up your alley. With it's a new take on aliens and or UFOs and stuff in general. This movie and the thing that was cool about the movie is that it gives you what the story is subtly as you're watching the movie. Like you find out little things. You like as soon as you find out who the main villain is, you find out things when you think back in the movie, like, oh shit, that's why this guy was doing this. That's why this is so important and why it's in the background and stuff like that. And there's certain things that you think about, like, why would they tell us this story? And then you find out that this is why they told us this story, because there's this thing that's this ongoing story that they're telling you. What's that? Something miracles? Bad miracles that's happening throughout the whole movie, and then you find out, oh shit, everything is a bad miracle. Which I know there's a name for a bad miracle, but it just sounds cool. And I had the bad miracle drink, which was not that fun. It wasn't great. It wasn't a great drink that they had at AMC. That wasn't great. But yeah, I would suggest that people watch this movie because it's pretty good. The only thing that I think people who might find a problem with is people who just like fast stuff. If your favorite movie is Fast and the Furious, you're not gonna like this movie.
This movie was different from Fast and Furious.
This movie is
definitely not fast.
Yeah. This movie is definitely not fast. So if you're a fan of Fast and the Furious, you're not gonna like this movie because this movie is a slow burn. If you're a fan of, let's say, I don't know, what's a movie that's dry as fuck? The King's Speech. You know what I mean?
No,
That
King's
movie's
Speech.
that
No,
movie's dry.
bro.
Oh no, The English Patient.
Oh my god.
If you're a person
The
who likes
what?
The English Patient, if
This
you're
movie was enjoyable though.
no, this movie was really enjoyable. That's what I'm saying. But if you're
English
a fan
Patient
of,
is hard to watch. That one's hard to enjoy.
I've never watched that movie. I don't plan on watching
tried, and it's not a bad movie, but
it. No, not that.
jeez.
If you watch Chocolat, Chocolat, if you like that movie, then this movie might be, because I'm just talking about like burnt or slow burning movies that are pretty much like, I guess they're good. Chocolat I've seen, but I've seen it in like passing. I think did I see that shit inside when I was doing jury duty? I think no. I've only seen rom-coms at jury duty. I've never seen.
I didn't even know that they play movies at jury duty.
Yeah.
Wow.
In downtown, they, I think what movie was
That's how grueling the process is, that they got to put a movie to entertain you.
You know a movie I saw that I was like, yo, this movie ain't half bad. At the jury duty, the movie that had Ryan Reynolds and the woman from Speed and Gravity.
Oh, with Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I forgot the name.
Failure to Launch, maybe. I don't know. What's a cliche kind of thing for a movie like that? Let's Get Hitched or whatever the name of the fucking movie is. But I'm like, yo, this is a dope ass fucking movie. I'm like, but given the situation I was in, I would have watched paint dry if that was the thing. But yeah, Nope is a good movie. What's your thoughts on Nope?
Well, before we get to that, what about rewatchability?
Rewatchability, it's high for me.
Yeah,
because I still think that I didn't get everything, and I really want to watch it again.
I really enjoyed Nope. I know that the movie has been very divisive between critics and audiences. For people who aren't, like what Pat was saying about, like, comparing it to like the Fast and Furious. Like, if you're into fast-paced, straight to the point horror or sci-fi, this is definitely not that movie. However, what I really did enjoy was that the influences behind Jordan Peele when he wrote the script are very obvious. Like, I see a lot of that buildup of suspense that we saw in Jaws. I see a lot of the everything happens for a reason from Signs. He also, I've seen a lot of interviews with Jordan Peele where he explains how once we do see the spaceship or the UFO, which, spoiler alert, it's not a spaceship, but once we actually do see that part, he wanted it to be big. That's why his cinematographer Hoyt van Hoytema, like, he filmed it on IMAX because he wanted it to like take up the entire screen. And then that reminded me of like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, where like when they show the spaceship, it like takes up the entire screen. And so I see a lot of the influences. A big one was Alfred Hitchcock. I definitely see Alfred Hitchcock throughout that movie. If you ever watch Psycho, the scary parts, like the meat and potatoes of Psycho, is like in the last 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The whole movie is really the buildup of, the woman played by Jamie Lee Curtis's mom, Janet Leigh. Like, you see the buildup of like her guilt for stealing money, her running away from the police, hiding out. All that starts building up, and then she's murdered by it's almost like the movie just takes a turn. It starts out with a woman who stole money, and then all of a sudden it goes into Psycho, and it becomes a completely different story. If you watch The Birds really don't attack until like the second half of the movie. The first part is the buildup of the human characters, and that's exactly what happens in this movie, is that you're seeing this relationship between a brother and a sister, and it really is the best part of the movie, is that the interactions between them. And then you had the side stories. Like, you have the cinematographer who wanted to do, like, he's living his life, or he's wasting away his years just waiting for that perfect shot that no one has ever been able to take. You have the story of the young actor who was a child actor, and then there was a catastrophe on the set of one of the TV shows that he was on. You see all these side stories, and then this predator that is preying on all of them. So that's what I took from it. I know a lot of people didn't like the buildup of that story. I personally did. I'm still kind of confused though of the story behind the chimp, because the movie literally starts with the chimp, and I'm like, oh, like, are aliens controlling animals in this movie? Like, what? And then I find out, like, oh no, that had nothing to do with the story. And another thing that got me confused is when they show the story about the chimp, you see the shoe that's standing upright. I thought that had something to do with it.
Bad miracle. That was
the bad miracle.
That was the bad miracle in that whole situation, and that's why he put that in the room when he had it. He had it on a platform on a pedestal in the room because it's like it commemorates that moment of when he was a little kid on that set, and he saw that monkey beat up that little girl, and I guess killed that guy too. It was a bad miracle because a shoe's never supposed to do that kind of stuff, and it did. It was standing up right in the middle of the stage, and everything was just like fucking. Every chaos was going all around it. I really enjoyed that part.
Yeah. And there's a lot of symbolism in the movie, which is great. Like, this is not Jordan Peele's movies are definitely not simple, straight to the point. There's so much under the surface, so much to unravel. After we saw the movie, when I went home, I couldn't stop thinking about like certain things. Like I think it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I texted Pat like, yo, you know what I just realized? Like, the main characters, their great grandfather was the first person to be shot on film, and he happened to be on a horse. Now they're capturing the most epic thing ever shot on film, and he's on a horse, and he's a descendant and of that person, and he's being shot on a horse on film, not digital. And I'm like, oh my God, everything came around, and there's so many things to unravel. Like, there's a lot of that in this movie where like there's all these things that can mean like 10 different other things. And
how are we there was no possible way that we were supposed to know that.
No, it's one of those things like it was basically his way of like, okay, I'm gonna throw this in there. You either catch it or you don't, and if you don't, it's okay. If you catch it, awesome. If you don't,
is it based on like real?
Yeah, like there's an actual movie in real life, and the last name of the person who shot the movie, who took the credit, who was like infamous for that. That last name is real. Like that really did happen. But another big thing was, and I didn't catch this at first, it was something that I had to think about, was like the main character is basically like he pushes away from like everything that's like modernized, like things that are popular now, things that are like the trend. Like he stays away from, like, even when he pulls out his phone, you notice he has a flip phone. He still doesn't even own a smartphone because he stays away from all that stuff. He refuses to look at it, and yet he's also the same character that figured out, oh, if you don't look at the creature, it's not going to attack. So it's like everything has to do with sight, with eyes, with like looking at the predator, without looking at the trap. So many different meanings, and that's I love the fact that now Jordan Peele has become one of those directors that like now he's established his type of movies.
Dude was supposed to be like he's like the traditional like old school cowboy. I do my job. I wake up in the morning. I got mouths to feed. Like, I've never heard somebody say that I have mouths to feed, but they're not talking about humans. They're actually talking about like pets and horses and stuff. I was like, holy shit, he's right. He does have mouths to feed. And I totally forgot when because he was selling the horses to that ranch, the little like fairgrounds and stuff like that. And when he said that, oh, I have to go get lucky, I realized that, oh shit, all his other horses, they're all gone, because the people who own that ranch, they said at 6:30 p.m. at night, they always like there's a phenomenon that always happens. So all those other horses are gone. And when he realized that, yo, I gotta go get lucky because there's a chance that they know about this shit. And in the beginning of the movie, he saw that the lights turned off at the ranch, and then the horse that he was on ends up getting killed. And it was just like, it was a whole bunch of, I don't know, it felt like a Western certain times for too. And on top of that, they had the Western music at the end of the movie when you saw that he was still alive and stuff. But I knew that he was still gonna be alive because we didn't see him die. Everybody we seen die. We seen them get sucked up, and that guy, he never died, which was a cool way of ending off the movie. And on top of that, the credits were pretty dope too, with the magic hour shot which fades into the night, which is pretty dope. That movie is it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. I don't know any like deep methodical thing that's gonna come up from this movie that I haven't seen, but I think it's gonna be fun just to find out, just to see what's gonna happen.
This is definitely not I wouldn't consider this a popcorn flick. This is something that you got to go in with an open mind and embrace it, because that's like I was saying before, like Jordan Peele has established his presence. Like, okay, he makes Jordan Peele movies, and his movies are not popcorn flicks. Like, they're ones that you definitely gotta like think outside the box when you watch his movies. I definitely give this movie, I would say, like out of 5 stars, I'd give this a 4 or 4.5.